Welcome to Avicii Arena in Stockholm, Sweden. Final action from Group A as the group phase winds down now in both Stockholm and Herning, and it's a big one. Sweden and Canada, the hosts, up against Canada. They met last year in the bronze medal game, and it was Sweden skating off with a 4-2 win and a bronze medal over Canada in last year's installment of the IIHF World Championship. It's the 70th meeting all-time between Canada and Sweden at this level of hockey. It's the most frequent foe for Canada. Most they've ever played a team is Sweden. Canada 36-28-5 versus Sweden all-time, outscoring them 244-195. Two high-octane players on display here this evening. Elias Lindholm leads Sweden in points with 10, 6 goals and 4 assists. And Nathan MacKinnon leads Canada. Same tally, 10 points from 6 goals and 4 assists. Big news for Canada. Bo Horvat is out with an undisclosed injury. Porter Martone, who's expected to go in the top 5 of this summer's NHL draft, has been called up. You can see there, 18 points for Sweden. Finland with a win earlier, up to 16 points in second. Canada, well, they can win the group with a win in regulation or overtime with the head-to-head against Sweden, but they're coming off a 2-1 loss in a shootout to Finland last night. Sweden have had 2 days off, a perfect 6-0. All 6 wins for Sweden in regulation time. 4 shutout wins in Group A for Sweden. They have been oh so stingy. Just 3 goals against in 6 games played thus far, and they've scored 25. Canada, second stingiest team, just 4 goals allowed, scoring 29 thus far in their 6 games. But as mentioned, coming off a 2-1 shootout loss to Finland, and for Sweden coming off a 4-0 win over France on Saturday, May 17th. They've had 2 days off now, and certainly as the hosts, they probably use that rest to see family, friends, and recharge, because it gets busy now as the quarterfinals are on Thursday. And as the host, there's always pressure. You're getting tickets for family and friends, and you're doing extra media duty as the host. For Canada, well, second best power play in the tournament, 36.8%. Denmark has the best power play at 38%. Canada and Sidney Crosby, the best penalty kill, 100%, 14 disadvantages, 14 kills. There's the youngster, Macklin Celebrini, 2 goals and 3 assists. Jordan Binnington on your screen. He's set to get the start this evening. Binnington's had 2 games, 2 wins, 2 shutouts so far for Jordan Binnington. Marc-Andre Fleury was in the net last night. Really played well against Finland, but Canada just could not beat Jussi Saros in the Finnish net, and in the end it was a shootout win for Finland. And as you saw in the graphic, Finland currently sit in second in Group A. Sweden in first, of course. Jacob Markstrom to get the start. 3 wins, 2 by way of shutout, a .977 save percentage, and a 0.33 goals against average. Will Karlsson of the Vegas Knights, after they're eliminated, has shown up in Stockholm, will make his first start. Mikael Backlund, 1 goal and 4 assists, centering line 2. Elias Lindholm, 10 points as mentioned. Philip Forsberg still looking for his first goal, has 2 assists though. Leo Carlsson, 2+3, centering line 3, 5 points for him. Rasmus Sandin will play his first game after the Washington Capitals went out. Anton Bengtsson between Jesper Frodin and Emil Heineman on line 4. There's the head coach, Sam Hallam, bronze last year. Former SHL Coach of the Year, actually 2-time SHL Coach of the Year. 3rd year as the head coach of Sweden after a long tenure with the SHL's Lakers. 3 times an SHL champion for Sam Hallam. Last goal for Sweden was 2018. Canada 4th last year. Their last goal was 2023. Binnington to start, Fleury the backup. Nathan MacKinnon, 6 goals and 4 assists, leads Canada. Konechny and O'Reilly. O'Reilly, it's a big game for O'Reilly. 62nd appearance. That means he passes Ryan Smith for the most appearances all-time for Canada at the World Championships. The captain, Sidney Crosby, 4+5. Adam Fantilli hasn't scored yet after a 30-goal season in the NHL. Maybe tonight is the night. Johnson and Cooley on his wings, Montour on the back end. Dano, there's Porter Martone, and Porter Martone will wear 94. Braden Shen on that line as well. Riker Evans, the extra defenseman. Dean Evison, Canadian assistant coach last year. Columbus Blue Jackets head coach during this past NHL season as well, so knows Adam Fantilli particularly well. And if Adam Fantilli could get going, that would be an extra Offensive weapon for Canada. Canada ranked #1 by the International Ice Hockey Federation. Sweden ranked #7. And this is going to be a great affair. This building has been rocking when Sweden plays, of course, as the host. Let's have a listen into their room.
Hold job. Well built. Right. Rolled up. Let it launch up. With one like that.
There's Ryan O'Reilly, 62nd appearance all-time for Canada at the IIHF Senior World Championships, passing Ryan Smith, who had 61 appearances in his illustrious career. But this building has been rocking, 14,000 the capacity. It's been sold out for all the evening games, and when Sweden plays, there's that extra bit of spice to it, and Canada and Sweden, no love lost. They've had some great battles over the year, including last year when Sweden beat Canada 4-2 in the bronze medal game, a game that Canada actually led 2-1 for the bronze, but storming back was Sweden. And as the host, a little bit of added pressure, but they've got their family and friends in the building, and it's going to be a special night of hockey, and a special night of hockey all around as more live exclusive NHL Stanley Cup playoff action on Premier Sports continues later tonight from 1 a.m. Florida at Carolina. Eastern Conference Finals Game 1 on Premier Sports 2. Check premiersports.com for all the NHL information. Sweden wearing their dark blues. Most of their fans with the yellow with the Trey Kroner, but Sweden will wear the dark jerseys tonight. Canada in white. Lucas Raymond will wear an A on his jersey because Mika Zibanejad not able to go this evening with an illness, so no Mika Zibanejad, and Raymond will wear an alternate captain on his jersey. There's Ryan O'Reilly helping to lead out the squad in this, his 62nd all-time appearance, the most capped, if you will, to use a UK term, most capped Canadian player of all time. Canada 53 medals all time, 28 gold. Of course, that's the most gold all time. There's Macklin celebrating 2 goals and 3 assists, has been loving life as a line mate with the legendary figure of Sidney Crosby, learning all he can from Sid the Kid, who's not a kid anymore. Last goal for Canada was 2023 after a medal-less stint last year. With this team led by this man, they had been a perfect 5-0 in the round robin, all by wins by way of regulation time. But come up against a very tough Finnish opponent last night. Mikko Kokakari and Andre Schrader in charge of this one. Shane Gustafsson and Dominic Schlegel on the lines. Rasmus Andersson, the captain of Sweden. Crosby, the captain of Canada. That's the end of the pregame niceties, no doubt. Sam Hallam, 3rd year as the bench boss, got his first medal last year with a bronze. Was with the Lakers in the SHL from 2013 to 2022. Dean Evison was a good player in his day, actually represented Canada at this tournament as a younger man. Now the assistant coach last year, now the head coach this season. Very calm on the bench with his assistants Andrew Burnett, Ryan Hushka, and Steve McCarthy. Wild Bill, William Karlsson, 9 goals for Vegas last season, has arrived in Stockholm. Will play his first game. Jacob Markstrom, well, a 0.33 goals against average and a 9.7 save percentage. I mean, a 9.7 save percentage is otherworldly. But how about this? 100% save percentage. 2 wins, 2 shutouts for Jordan Binnington. Markstrom, 3 wins, 2 shutouts. So it could be an attritional defensive battle, and there is the most capped player of all time for Canada, Ryan O'Reilly. Doesn't like personal accolades, but certainly I'm sure there's a part of him that thinks this is pretty special, as he will start on the line with McKinnon to start things off. I'm Aaron Murphy. Puck is down. Final game of the group phase is underway in Stockholm. McKinnon will dump it into the right of Markstrom, backed up by Samuel Ersson. This evening, Marc-Andre Fleury, the backup for Canada, and right away trying to jam it home. They do! Sanheim, an early goal. Sanheim was hacking and whacking on that back post. Had a couple of tries to put that past Markstrom, and Travis Sanheim will get his first goal of the tournament. 1-0 Canada. Well, it's just a simple dump into the right of Markstrom. Sandheim, though, even last night against Finland, wanted to join the rush a few times. He joins the rush here. Jam play, well, he had 3 whacks at it, and Raymond just watched him on the first 2. Lucas Raymond finally comes to him, but the puck is already in. 1, 2, 3, 4 whacks at it, and finally Raymond gives him a cross-check, but that from Raymond has to come earlier, as, I mean, not much you can do if you're Markstrom there. I mean, he makes 3 saves, but Sandheim, 18 seconds in, will get his first goal of the tournament. McKinnon will get his 11th point on his 5th assist. Well, I mean, Canada were not happy with the way they finished the 3rd period. Well, they turn the puck over there, and Backlund is gifted a chance. Right pad save from Binnington. Here's Forsberg. I'll come back to that point. As it's another pad save, this time from Rasmus Andersson. But Canada were unhappy with the way they couldn't finish in the 3rd period. Heavily outshot Finland in the 3rd period, but Finland had the only goal in the 3rd period last night, forcing overtime. And now Elias Lindholm and company looking for the quick answer back. Carlson with the chance on the back post, and he's stuffed by Binnington. This is a bad giveaway from Weegar. It just rolls on him, and Lindholm says, thank you very much, right out front to Backlund. Backlund off the left pad of Binnington. A couple of chances to answer back quickly for Sweden. After Sandheim, just 18 seconds in, assisted by McKinnon, gives Canada a 1-0 lead. But they were really angry with the way things ended. And Crosby, when he was stopped in the shootout by Saros, was yelling at the Finnish players. And in the 3rd period, he had a gripe as well. So you would expect a fast start here from Canada. Not happy with that loss last night against Finland. Lindholm plays it ahead to Venberg. Now Rasmus Sandin, former Leaf, now Washington Capital, making his first start. Out front, here's Edvinsson. Edvinsson off the chest of Binnington, and Binnington put that away from the slot. Konechny will chase down against Sandin. Here's Simone Edvinsson. Edvinsson of the Detroit Red Wings. It's a reverse hit there from Konechny. Sandin up the wing. So Sandheim 18 seconds in from McKinnon, and Konechny's been given a secondary assist. Here's Fantilli going back to Cooley. 3-on-2, possibly back the other way. Here comes Heineman. Heineman forced into the corner by Spurgeon. Spurgeon plays it on to Fantilli. Fantilli to Johnson. And for Travis Konechny, that's his 7th assist. Secondary assist on the goal by Sandheim. Heineman. Frodin curled it back to the point, now in deep for Heineman. Frodin takes a bump. Heineman gets a quick shot away. That was an excellent play by Frodin. He takes a hit to make the play. Gets it out, and a good quick shot denied. There's Edvinsson on the bench, had a good chance a moment ago as well. Give Sweden credit, they've come right back. I mean, this was a gift. A couple of giveaways down low from Canada. Carlson will dig in against Philip Danault. Danault 60% of the dot. Bo Horvat is not in the lineup with that undisclosed injury. Porter Martone comes in to take his spot, but the big miss, well, he's been offensively great, Horvat, with 4 goals and 4 assists, but he's over 75% of the face-off dot. There is Porter Martone making his senior debut for Canada, the captain of the OHL side in Brampton. 37 goals, 61 assists in the OHL this year. Played for Canada at the World Junior Championships. He's ranked in the top 5 for this summer's 2025 NHL draft. Big guy at 6'3". And a great opportunity wearing 94, Martone. Hard angle shot. Binnington was up against his post as Rasmus Andersson tried to catch him sneaking off that left post. William Karlsson. Dumped in by Karlsson. Chasing it down was Marcus Johansson. Gustafsson swings it out wide. Redirected in front from Karlsson. William Karlsson, Stanley Cup champion with Vegas in 2023. Had a good look there. There's Call on the play. Carlson having a word with Porter Martone. Instant impact from Wild Bill Carlson. It looks like a penalty call on Johansson.
Team Sweden, number 19, minor penalty for tripping.
Tripping call on Marcus Johansson. He just, almost a sloof it there. He certainly wasn't trying to do that, Johansson. Here's Rasmus Andersson's shot, and well, you know what? Porter Martone does a good job trying to take the stick away from Carlson, so the youngster does a good job there defensively. Canada, the second best power play, 36.8%. Denmark at 38%, the best power play thus far at the World Championships. McKinnon. Canada 7 for 19 on the man advantage. McKinnon now in the corner. Back to Montour. Montour with a shot, that was blocked. Good block by Elias Lindholm, and now a short-handed breakaway. Lindholm away, Lindholm in all alone. Lindholm goes to the forehand, scores! Short-handed goal, Elias Lindholm, his 7th of the season. 1-1 hockey game. Well, Elias Lindholm of the Boston Bruins has been having himself a tournament. 7 goals and 4 assists, but that's a big short-handed goal. Montour with a shot. Montour then couldn't handle as it ricocheted back to him off the shin pad of Lindholm. Lindholm just swings out wide, puts it through the 5-hole. 7th of the tournament. Fakes like he's going to go to the backhand, comes back to the forehand, opens up the 5-hole of Binnington. And Elias Lindholm has his 7th. 3:47 into the first period. First goal conceded in 3 starts for Jordan Binnington. And if you're Canada, you just got to forget about that and get right back on you've got 1:30 to go on the power play. Crosby sends it cross ice to McKinnon. Tripping call coming up against Konechny now. Looked like Konechny pulled down Larson. So a disastrous power play for Canada. They give up a shorthanded goal, and now tripping call on Konechny. Konechny and Larson, well, right in front of the referee as well. 200 feet from your own net. Not a good penalty to take if you're Konechny. So we will have 4-on-4 action, and then a short power play on the back end of that for Sweden. So what a start to this one. Travis Sanheim from McKinnon and Konechny just 18 seconds into the first. 3:47 into the period. A shorthanded goal unassisted by Elias Lindholm. And now 4-on-4 action. Raymond throws it into the slot. Carlson tried to go backdoor to Raymond. Spurgeon intercepted that. So 1:05 remaining in the 4-on-4 sequence. Here's Celebrini. Celebrini's shot bounced off the shin pad there of Rasmus Sandin, who's a real good skater on the back end for Sweden. Edvinsson to Sandin. Former first-round pick, 29th overall of the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2018, now plays for Washington. Here's Leo Carlson. Carlson back to Philippe Forsberg, still looking for his first goal. He had 31 goals for Nashville this past season. Forsberg into the bumper position. Rasmus Andersson with a nice little deke, but he could not beat Jordan Binnington. Back the other way, McKinnon. McKinnon with the high leg kick off the shoulder of Markstrom. And run and gun stuff here as that's going to be up and over the stick of Carlson. 20 seconds remaining, 4-on-4. And then the penalty of consequence will be Konechny, as Marcus Johansson will return after his tripping infraction. Carlson gets his pocket picked. McKinnon, good back pressure from Nathan McKinnon. Spurgeon shorthanded now, gloved down by Markstrom. Crosby trying to bat it back to McKinnon. It's going to be settled down by Gustafsson. And a 30-second power play for Sweden. Rasmus Sandin drops it back. Carlson gains the red line and just hammers it in. Binnington tried to stop it up. O'Reilly waves at that, doesn't get a stick on it. All the way up and down. William Carlson to Sandin. Bounce back for Carlson. Gains entry down the left side, and the power play is done. Konechny is back. Both teams 0 for 1 on truncated power plays. Konechny tried to play it forward. Carlson sends it up and down. Icing call coming against Sweden with 13:43 Remaining in the first period, there's Rasmus Andersson. Real good opportunity here, pinches in, goes into that soft position, goes from forehand to backhand, but Binnington makes a great save. Good pass by Forsberg. From the backhand to the forehand, Rasmus Andersson had 11 goals for the Calgary Flames this past season. Danault versus Karlsson. Karlsson pulls it back, Rasmus Sandin. Philip Forsberg gave it away to Matheson right up the middle there, and then Matheson comes down the right side. Fantilli chasing it down, Sweden though. Jonas Brodin gains the red line, dumps it in past Montour. Matheson back towards Binnington, and Philip Danault will take over. Backhands it across the ice looking for Schenn. Adam Larsson will back up for Sweden. D to D with Brodin. Leo Carlson. Stretch pass by Carlson. Trying to leave that behind was Venberg, and Crosby intercepts. Slides it along to Montour. Montour against Pedersen. Pedersen kept it in. Crosby to Spurgeon. Spurgeon up the right wing. Lovely pass. Forster. Forster into the backhand, scores! What a finish from Tyson Forster. His second of the tournament. 2-1 Canada. What a burst of speed from Tyson Forster. I mean, it's a good pass here. Oh, bank pass. He's got Pedersen beat. Sticks out the right leg, protects the puck. That's a wonderful pass by Spurgeon. But look at the finish. Sticks out the right leg, leans into Pedersen, and goes to the backhand up and over that right pad of Jacob Markstrom. Goal 7:15 into the first period. Canada and Finland 1-1 after 60 minutes last night. We've got 3 goals in the first 7:15 here. Spurgeon and Crosby with assists on Forster's second goal of the tournament. Edvinsson knocked over by Konechny. There's a penalty coming up on Canada. Is there a tripping call? It looks like there is. We'll step aside for a quick break on Premier Sports and tidy that up. Konechny can't believe it, but he's going for tripping. Canada 2, Sweden 1. We'll be back in less than 60 seconds.
Team Canada, number 11, minor penalty for tripping.
Travis Konechny for tripping. I don't think that's a tripping call. He comes in, they go skate to skate looking for a loose puck. I think that's a bad call, and Konechny couldn't believe it. And for Travis Konechny, the second tripping call of the first period. Sweden, 23.5% on the power play, 4 for 17. And a face-off win. As Konechny could not believe that call, but he'll have to hope that the penalty killers, who have been lights out 15 of 15 in the tournament thus far on the penalty kill, Canada, 100%. Spurgeon finds it, golfs it down. Markstrom plays it to his own blue line. Karlsson left it there. Philip Forsberg forced out over the line by Danault. 8 minutes gone in the first period. Forsberg chases it down. Canada 2, Sweden 1. We thought it was going to be a defensive battle. We were talking about Binnington with 2 shutouts. We were talking about Markstrom with 2 shutouts. And right away, the goal scoring just started coming. Here's Raymond. Sandin. Philip Forsberg. Forsberg shot blocked by Schenn. It skips across to Raymond. Raymond to Forsberg. Forsberg back to Raymond. That's a great stick there by Philip Danault as it's sent up and down. Philip Danault, a great defensive forward. Rasmus Sandin curls behind the goal. Sandin had 4 goals and 26 assists for the Washington Capitals this past season. Here's Leo Carlsson. Marcus Johansson, 40 seconds remaining in the power play. Backlund. Back to Anderson. worked along the wall. It's going to be flipped up and out as we hit the 9-minute mark of the first period. Canada with a 1-goal lead. 30 seconds remaining on the power play for Sweden. Rasmus Andersson will leave it behind. Marcus Johansson with speed down the right side. Posts up in the corner. Back to the point to the captain. Andersson to Venberg. Venberg to the top of the circle. Crosby forced him back. Venberg along the half wall. Just 5 seconds remaining in the power play. Venberg to Carlson. Konechny has stepped out of the box, so 0 for 2 on the power play for Team Sweden, the hosts of Group A. Here's Mackenzie Weegar. McKinnon flips it in. Konechny will give chase. Larson got there first, though, and plays it up the wing. Kept in by Sanheim, who opened up the goal scoring just 18 seconds into this game. Travis Sanheim. Heineman kicks it along. Spurgeon intercepts. Sanheim quickly up the gut, but it's deflected into the corner, and Konechny. Konechny gave it away to Brodin. Heineman at the blue line. Heineman with a shot. That was blocked by Spurgeon. Heineman keeps it in deep. We're past the halfway mark of the period. 7-6 the shots on goal in favor of Sweden. Lundestrom. Back to the point. Brodin. Brodin's shot blocked. Konechny. Konechny knocks over Brodin. And to Brodin's credit, he jumps right back up. Brodin with the shot through a screen. Lundestrom trying to take away the eyes of Binnington. Here's Brodin. Heineman. Lundestrom gives it away to Konechny, and Konechny happy to relieve the pressure, sending it up and down. Marcus Pettersson will take over. Pettersson hammers it in. Gained the red line, though, so no icing. Noah Dobson. Away from Lindholm. Lindholm with a shorthanded goal. 3:47 in this period. Fantilli comes across. It came off of the stick of Forsberg and bounced away from Porter Martone. Martone, I mean, he's been pressed into action here with no Bo Horvat. And the youngster has looked good on a few shifts. Here's Fantilli. Up the left side, 8:45 remaining. Gustafsson throws a hit. Forsberg plays it along to Backlund, nearly intercepted by Fantilli, but Backlund stays with it, sends it across to Gustafsson. Erik Gustafsson hammers it in. Sanheim, or Dobson rather, out wide to Riker Evans. Evans will chip it in. Markstrom comes out, plays it on the backhand to Edvinsson, now Lucas Raymond. Chips it in, past Montour. Out front, Celebrini. Celebrini had to move that quickly to Forster. Forster has the go-ahead goal here. Sanheim and Forster for Canada. Lindholm for Sweden. Offside Canada. Travis Konechny, a couple of tripping penalties in this first period. What a reverse hit on Brodin. Or Brodin, rather, as Brodin came in hard. Absolutely crushed by Konechny. Jonas Brodin of the Minnesota Wild shaking that off after Konechny of the Philadelphia Flyers put the hip into him. Here's Edvinsson. Redirected on the way through by Venberg, but high. Sandin pinches in from the point. Matheson, though, wins it, kicks it along to Crosby, and the captain gets it to the line. Celebrini gets it out over the line, and he'll come back to Montour. Crosby, Celebrini. Crosby on to Matheson. Forster goes in front of goal. Celebrini with a shot. Good save by Markstrom. Now Crosby has to be careful not to take a tripping penalty there or a holding penalty on Pettersson. Play goes on. Leo Carlsson gets the puck to safety, but now Montour on the re-entry down the right side runs into Edvinsson. Montour chips it behind. Forster left it. Canada keep the puck in deep, though, and Edvinsson with 7:10 remaining in the first period will play it reverse to Lundestrom. Now Pettersson was knocked off stride there. Fans wanted a penalty call. Out front, they score. Ryan O'Reilly on a lovely feed from Konechny. And in his 62nd all-time appearance for Canada, Ryan O'Reilly slots one home after a goal last night as well against Finland. Canada's all-time games leader has his second in as many nights. And as that man, Marcus Pettersson, was knocked off stride. Let's have a look back. He's knocked off stride by McKinnon. It's a good battle there. McKinnon to Konechny. Konechny slots it across, and Ryan O'Reilly strong on his stick. Fans wanted a hooking call there. I mean, it's maybe a 50-50 right there, whether it should have been a penalty, but play goes on, and it's roofed by O'Reilly. 13:01 into the first. And you can see what Pettersson thinks of it, but big goal for Ryan O'Reilly on this, his milestone evening. And goals in back-to-back evenings against Finland and Sweden. Konechny and McKinnon will get assists. Konechny, his second assist of the game, 8th assist of the tournament. McKinnon's second assist of the game, 6th of the tournament. Crowd raining down boos on the referees Mikko Kokakari and Andre Schrader. You might have a point, you know. I mean, Pettersson was that stick of McKinnon came across his hands. Marcus Johansson with the shot. O'Reilly makes the block, and now O'Reilly ahead for Noah Dobson. So Konechny with a pair of assists in this period, 7 and 8. McKinnon a pair of assists, 5 and 6. Sandheim, Forster, and O'Reilly the goals for Canada. Shorthanded goal from Elias Lindholm for Sweden, his 7th. Spurgeon dumps it in. And Jacob Markstrom will hold on with Danault coming in looking for a rebound. We'll step aside for a quick 60-second break here on Premier Sports. Ryan O'Reilly, 13:01 in the first, has extended the lead. Canada 3, Sweden 1. Well, Sweden coming off 2 straight wins, or 3 straight shutout wins. They haven't conceded a goal since game day 3 when they beat Finland 2-1 in a game you saw on Premier Sports. Since then, they've beaten Latvia 6-0, Slovenia 4-0, and they're coming off a 4-0 win against France on Saturday. And 3 goals here in the first period. This is not something they've experienced in the tournament. They came in here with just 3 goals against in their previous 6 games, and 3 goals in the first 13 minutes of this period from Canada. Here's Martone. Porter Martone back to the point. Canada needing an answer back after, at times, outplaying and outshooting Finland last night, but UC Saros put on a goaltending clinic last night to beat Canada in the shootout. Sandheim to Martone. Crosby and company talking about, you know, the ability to 24 hours later go back and get back to play in their game. And they certainly played their game here in the first period. They've been heavy on the forecheck. They've won battles. Back pressure, turning over pucks. And Ryan O'Reilly, Tyson Forster, and Travis Sandheim all rewarded here in period 1. Face-off win back to Rasmus Andersson. 5:35 to go in the first period. And what Canada have done too, they've quieted this ravenous Swedish crowd. It was so loud in here during warm-up, so loud in the first shift, other than when Sandheim scored 18 seconds in. But this is a knowledgeable hockey crowd that were urging on. I mean, the winner of this game is tops in Group A, so it's an important game, and that means you get 4th in the crossover from Group B. And 4th right now in Group B would be Denmark, but Denmark and Germany are playing this evening, and the winner of that game will get the 4th and final playoff spot in Group B. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Gustafsson to Lundestrom. Lundestrom rolls it in, ramped away by Binnington. Fantilli. 2-on-1. Fantilli gets it in front. A stick lift on Johnson by Elias Lindholm. O'Reilly plays it around to Johnson, who thought he was going to have a real good opportunity there, but his stick was lifted. Here's O'Reilly. O'Reilly trying to come to the back post. Stopped by Gustafsson. Lundestrom takes a bump from Uyghur. Dobson into the far corner. Earlier today in Group A, Austria 6, Latvia 1, Finland 2, Slovakia 1, and in Group B, Switzerland 4, Kazakhstan 1, USA 5, Czechia 2. So Kazakhstan has been relegated from Group B. We know France is relegated from this group, and we know GB Great Britain and Italy are coming up next season, so Kazakhstan and France going down. Raymond nearly tripped there, gave the puck away to Spurgeon, but it comes right back to Raymond. Forsberg around the goal, away from Crosby. Inside 4 minutes remaining. Forsberg slid it through the blue paint out the other side under the blocker of Jordan Binnington. Celebrini made the puck ahead looking for Forrester. Here's Marcus Johansson. Crosby will intercept. Crosby plays it behind the goal looking for Spurgeon. Spurgeon cross ice. Celebrini chips it back to the captain. Crosby sticks out his right arm and leg to protect the puck. Backhands it through the blue paint out the other side. Montour dumping it in. Carlson tried to intercept there. Long range shot from Matheson was blocked by Larson. Push pass to Carlson off the half wall, and Carlson wants to make a line change, dumps it in. Matheson gets back first for Canada. Comes across to Montour. Inside 3 minutes remaining in the first period. Canada 3, Sweden 1. Martone into the far corner. Rasmus Andersson plays it up the wing, but not out. Shen kept it in. Anderson across to Pettersson. Up the middle and intercepted by Shen. Shen had to be careful there. Heyman was all over him. Heyman in the corner. Matheson settles it down to Montour. Now Porter Martone. Martone, they go coast to coast here. Martone rolled it off his skate. It bounces for Shen. Shen comes across. It bounces off of Dano and into the corner. Dano to Uyghur. Uyghur's shot turned aside by Markstrom. Riker Evans pinches in from the point. Puck popped in the air. Martone wasn't sure where it was, but Uyghur will collect it at his own blue line. Line change for Canada, so Uyghur's all alone. He'll flip it into the corner with 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Johnson leaves it for Cooley. Will Cooley down low for Fantilli. Johnson, Uyghur. Back for Kent Johnson. Turns and fires. There's a crease violation there, I think, against Cooley, and Pettersson is unhappy with Cooley. Gives him a couple of shots. We'll step aside for a quick break on Premier Sports. An eventful first period so far. Canada 3, Sweden 1. What a first period's been at Avicii Arena. Sweden, 3 straight shutout wins coming into this game. They'd conceded just 3 goals in 6 games in the tournament. In the first 13 minutes here, they've conceded 3 goals. That man, Elias Lindholm, has a shorthanded goal, though, for Sweden. Ryan O'Reilly, in his 62nd all-time appearance for Canada, is on the board. Tyson Forster and Travis Sanheim, the other goals for Canada. And Sanheim scored 18 seconds into the game, so Canada came out here flying, trying to atone for what they labeled as a disappointing loss to Finland. They gave Finland credit because it was a good defensive effort from Finland and a goaltending performance for UC Saros. But Canada felt like they did not get inside. They did not take away the eye line of UC Saros. They didn't play hard below the hash marks. And in this game so far, all of those things they wanted to correct, they have corrected against the best team in the tournament thus far through the 6 games previous, Sweden. Here's Forsberg. Forsberg, lovely move by Forsberg, dropped it back for Backlund, and missing the open goal was Lindholm. The pass was to Backlund, and what a play it was by Forsberg, and then it drifted to Lindholm, but he just ripped it high and wide. Konechny with a minute remaining in the period. Back to the point. High rising shot, rebound for O'Reilly, as the shot came off the chest of Markstrom, off the stick of Sanheim. Sanheim is pulled down, play goes on. McKinnon trying to get it to O'Reilly. 45 seconds remaining in the first period. Spurgeon curls in behind Binnington's goal. Spurgeon to Sanheim. Celebrini didn't get a piece of that. Wouldn't have mattered. He was beyond the red line or behind the red line. So an icing call against Canada. This is a great play by Forsberg. Watch the little drag here. Instead of backhand, he goes back. Actually, I thought that Lindholm missed the goal. It was actually a great block by Ryan O'Reilly. As Lindholm thought he had an open up, but the pass was to Backlund. It was just not close enough for him to do anything with it. But a great play by Forsberg, a lot of individual skill, but just not quite precise on the drop. Edvinsson rolls it in, redirected by Carlson, but wide. Johansson to Edvinsson. Carlson got a piece of that, but Celebrini will get there first for Canada. Crosby flips it out. Forster jumped up into the air, trying to glove that down. Spurgeon tried to put it in deep, but Carlson intercepts. Carlson to Lucas Raymond. Raymond with a shot, right pad save. Binnington with 3 seconds remaining. That'll just about do it. As the buzzer sounds, good save by Binnington on Lucas Raymond right at the death. And Ryan O'Reilly with a big goal, 13-1 into the first, giving Canada an insurance marker. Sanheim and Forster the other goals. 2 assists, Konechny, 2 assists, McKinnon, and a pretty good opening 20 if you're Canada after the Premier Sports. I can also tell you Germany and Denmark in Herning, the other group, Group B, scoreless after the first period, and that's an important game. The winner there between Germany and Denmark will get the final quarterfinal spot in Group B. And here in Group A, winner of this game will be the top team coming out of Group A. Top 4 teams in each group go through to the quarterfinals, and one seed in Group A plays the 4th seed from Group B in the crossover. So important here for Canada to try and win this game. Important for Sweden as well, as they are the hosts. They are undefeated to this point. But a good first period for Canada, and for Sweden, well, they had conceded just 3 goals in the previous 6 games, and they conceded 3 goals in the first period, including a goal to Ryan O'Reilly on a milestone evening for number 90 in the Canadian jersey. His 62nd game all-time at IIHF Senior World Championships. That's the most all-time for Canada, passing out the legendary Ryan Smith. Travis Sanheim scored 18 seconds into that first period to start it all off. Tyson Forster had the other goal for the Canadians. A shorthanded goal for Elias Lindholm got Sweden on the board. 2 assists for Nathan McKinnon, 2 assists for Travis Konechny. Our IIHF World Championship coverage continues Thursday, May 22nd. 2 quarterfinals on Premier Sports 1. We'll have one game at 3:20 p.m. We'll have another at 7:20 p.m. We've got the semifinals online, streaming on Saturday, and we've got both the gold and bronze medal games live for you on linear TV on this Sunday, May 25th. And don't forget, more Stanley Cup playoff action on Premier Sports later tonight from 1 a.m. Florida at Carolina. Eastern Conference Finals, game number 1. Live from 1 a.m. on Premier Sports 2. Check premiersports.com for NHL and IIHF information. I'm Aaron Murphy. Second period ready for action here from Avicii Arena. Wild Bill, William Karlsson, as nickname in Vegas, Wild Bill. 9 goals for the Golden Knights this year, wins the face-off, and Wild Bill right in to try and win that puck. Marcus Johansson and Will Karlsson buzzing. They want to start off here. Canada had an early goal 18 seconds in the first period. Sweden would like to do the same here in period 2. William Karlsson turns and fires off the skate of Spurgeon. Bounced high into the air. Spurgeon finally figures out where it was. And here's Ryan O'Reilly. He had a goal in the loss to Finland last and a goal in the first period here against Sweden. Sweden a perfect 6-0, 6 regulation wins up to this point. Canada 5 regulation wins and 1 shootout loss. That shootout loss against Finland last night in a game you saw on Premier Sports, and it was a great game. Jussi Saros was immense in net for Finland. Philip Forsberg throws it out front, looking for Backlund, but it was poked away. It looked like the goalie stick of Binnington got a piece of that. Sidney Crosby, 1 assist in the first period. Crosby up to 10 points now. Elias Lindholm's goal in the first period for Sweden was his 7th. That ties him for the tournament lead with Sven Andrighetto of Switzerland, who has 7 goals as well. And the 2 assists for McKinnon ties him with Roman Chervenka and David Pastrnak for the tournament lead in points with 12. So lots of incredible offensive, gifted players. And Czechia, the defending champions, they fell earlier 5-2 to Team USA. Don't forget to check IIHF.com for all scores, stats, and standings. Here's Rasmus Andersson, a goal and 2 assists for the Calgary Flames defenseman. His Calgary Flames teammate, Mikael Backlund. Alexander Venberg, San Jose Sharks, wins it. He knows Macklin Celebrini of Canada all too well. There's a lot of familiarity. A lot of NHL guys have answered the call in Stockholm and Herning, and that's because the NHL has agreed, of course, to go to the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina. And there's a penalty coming up against Canada. Looks like Cooley will go. A lot of guys in the past, long seasons, would have said no to a World Championships. That's just the way it goes if you're banged up. But I think everyone is accepting their invitations to come to the World Championships because they want to put themselves in a shop window for the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics, of course.
2 minutes for hooking.
Will Cooley, 2 or less for hooking. Third power play for Sweden. Sweden coming into action this evening, 4 for 17, just over 23% on the power play. Canada coming into action this evening, 14 of 14 on the penalty kill for 100%. Sweden 0 for 2 on the power play in the first period. Canada 0 for 1. So a third power play now for William Karlsson and company. Philip Danault digs in. Karlsson wins the face-off. Here's Rasmus Sandin. Sandin to Philip Forsberg. 4 forwards on the power play for Sam Hallam's Swedish side. Forsberg to Sandin. Sandin gets across. Lucas Raymond's shot was blocked, and Philip Danault will just slide it slowly down, trying to kill off some seconds. Jacob Markstrom comes out and leaves it for Rasmus Sandin. Sandin drops it back. Lucas Raymond with speed to the blue line. Throws on the brakes, comes back to Sandin. 1:25 remaining in the man advantage for the hosts. Lucas Raymond's shot blocked by Sanheim. Forster rims it hard off the glass and down. Markstrom holds it up. 1:15 remaining in the power play. Sandin with a stutter step away from the probing poke check of Danault down the wing. Trying to get a shot away quickly was Leo Carlsson. Uyghur reached in on him, and it looks like it's going to be a 5-on-3 opportunity for Sweden. Fans calling for a penalty shot. I don't think it's, no, it won't be a penalty shot. I think it's a penalty to Braden Shen, certainly. And Canadian fans saying it's a dive. Let's have a listen.
Number 10, 2 minutes for holding.
The referee, Mikko Kokokari of Finland, calls the holding penalty. Well, shit, once you take one hand off the stick, it makes it easier. And I think Leo Carlsson closes the stick to his body, tries to help sell that a little bit, but by the letter of the law, it certainly is a penalty. And for Canada now, they're going to really be tested. Cooley and Shen in the box. 5-on-3 opportunity for Sweden. Looking to claw one back. They're down 3-1. They've got a shorthanded goal. Sweden now go looking for a 5-on-3 power play goal. $21:46 the penalty to Cooley. $22:44 the penalty to Shen. And the referees want to make sure the clock is right. They don't want to shortchange anyone on this 5-on-3 power play or penalty kill. They don't want it to be wrong either way. So they're trying to make sure that the clock is correct, because it should be about a minute 5-on-3. Here's Canadian head coach Dean Evison. Yeah, he's saying, let's get it going here. Yeah, let's just go. I love that. I love it. And what do we always say? Like, let's just drop the puck. If you want to look at anything, you want to review something, it's got to be 2 minutes or less. I love Dean Evison just going, let's go, let's go. I don't care if it's a second or a tenth of a second. Let's just go. Let's play hockey. I love it. Face off to the right of Markstrom. O'Reilly against Karlsson. Karlsson wins it. So it's a full minute on the 5-on-3. Great opportunity for Sweden on the fresh ice after the Zamboni cut in the first intermission. William Karlsson, Lucas Raymond. Raymond to the circle. Tries to throw it across the goal mouth. Does. Johansson scores. Marcus Johansson with his second goal of the tournament. 5-on-3. It's a 3-2 hockey game. So Will Cooley will come out of the box, and it's important to score on the 5-on-3 because then one guy comes out and you still have the 5-on-4. You want to score right away on that 5-on-3, which they do, and then you still have the 5-on-4, feeling good about yourself. Forsberg, that's a wonderful feed backdoor, and he's a lefty on the right lefty on the right side, excuse me, and because of that he's got lots of shot there, lots of net to shoot at. Forsberg across, and Marcus Johansson. Power play goal. That's the first power play goal against Canada in this, their 7th game. It had been 15 of 15. And Marcus Johansson, good two-way forward, has his second goal of the tournament. Philip Forsberg has his third assist, and they're still on the man advantage here. Minute 23 remaining on the penalty that was called on Braden Shen for holding. There's Philip Forsberg looking for his first goal of the tournament, wrapped up and away by Binnington Carlson. At the back post, gets it back to Forsberg. Raymond with a shot. Binnington chests it that away. Now Binnington's in no man's land. He was a good 3 feet out of his crease. Sanheim trying to keep everything to the outside. 1 minute remaining on this fourth power play for Sweden. They are 1 for 3 on the goal from Marcus Johansson, Philip Forsberg, and Raymond with assist. Lucas Raymond. What a tournament he's having. That's his 6th assist. Young star with the Detroit Red Wings, Lucas Raymond. 2 goals and 6 assists in Stockholm. Weegar against Marcus Johansson. Johansson plays it back. Here's Rasmus Andersson, Leo Carlson, Marcus Johansson. They're snapping around here. Lovely passing with 30 seconds to go. Carlson back into the bumper, but Venberg couldn't get a stick on it. Weegar pushes it up the wall, but it's going to be Rasmus Andersson keeping it in. Weegar and Andersson, Calgary Flames teammates. Leo Carlson of the Anaheim Ducks into the corner. Back to Rasmus Andersson. 10 seconds remaining on the power play. Andersson to Carlson, patted away by Binnington. It looks pretty calm in there. He was yelling at the defenseman, but now calm and cool in there. Backlund had a chance. Weegar pushes him out, and Weegar and Backlund, also Calgary Flames teammates. Plenty of Calgary Flames representation, but that will do it. They score on the 5-on-3, but not on the 5-on-4. Marcus Johansson. 3:02 into the period from Forsberg and Raymond. Second goal of the tournament for Marcus Johansson. Forsberg's 3rd assist, Raymond's 6th helper, and that's a big power play goal. They've got a shorthanded goal from Lindholm and a power play goal from Johansson. So Sweden winning the special teams battle this evening at Avicii Arena. Face-off win for Canada. Forster comes outside the line now, and Adam Larsson will backtrack. Larsson for Carlson. Lucas Raymond down the wing. Matheson pushed that away from him. Here's Macklin and Celebrini. Celebrini off the skate of Forsberg. All the way in on Markstrom. Nearly handcuffed Markstrom. And then Crosby didn't give up on it. Celebrini as well. McKinnon, Celebrini, and Crosby, all first overall picks in their draft years. Looks like there's penalties coming. Markstrom seemed to handcuff Markstrom, was in his feet. Crosby didn't give up on the play. It'll be interesting to see what the referees call. Let's have a listen now to Andre Schrader of Germany. He's not turned his microphone on, which is helpful. Conferring with Mikko Kokokari now.
Team Canada, number 87, minor penalty for slashing.
So it's just going to be Crosby. Let's have a look. It's dumped in, and right here, look, it's in his feet. He gets all tied up. Crosby comes in. Well, yes, that's a slap. It did it in real time. It looked like he just swatted at the puck, but he took a real chop at Markstrom. Yeah, that's a slash, and Crosby knows it. 5th power play coming up for Sweden. They are 1 for 4 on the power play goal from Marcus Johansson. Real opportunity here now from 3-1 down to 3-2, and now an opportunity to go 3-3 with a man advantage. Face off to the right of Binnington's goal. 5:19 into the second period. Crosby for slashing. Face-off win by Marcus Johansson, and the linesman wants to do it again. O'Reilly and Venberg taking their time here, the linesman on this face-off. O'Reilly trying to push it ahead. Johansson pounces back to Rasmus Andersson. Venberg to Johansson. Back to Venberg. Off the heel of his stick, Leo Carlson. on the right wing, and here's a chance. Oh, what a poke check by Binnington as Venberg was about to try and go from backhand to forehand. Poke check by Binnington. Konechny with a laser of a wrist shot, blockered away by Markstrom, short-handed by Konechny. So two good goaltending plays, a save by Markstrom and a poke check by Binnington. Rasmus Andersson. Venberg to Johansson. Rasmus Andersson. Backlund. Backlund through a screen of Venberg, patted away by Binnington. 1:15 remaining on this power play. Andersson coming back. Markstrom leaves the puck for him. Drop to Lucas Raymond. Raymond over the blue line. Elias Lindholm poked at that, but Deneau was right in his face, and Deneau, it's all the way down. Rasmus Sandin with 50 seconds remaining in the power play, plays it up to his own blue line. Drop back for Lucas Raymond. Now William Karlsson to Lucas Raymond. Forsberg trying to pounce, is chipped away. As Canada doing everything they can to keep this scoreline at 3-2 right now, defending vigorously on this latest Swedish power play. Sandin chips it for Forsberg. Braden Shen pounces and again finds a lane for Canada as we hit the 7-minute mark of the second period. Canada 3, Sweden 2. Lucas Raymond chips it out wide to Karlsson. Karlsson golfs it in high off the glass. Forsberg wrapped up and pummeled by Sanheim. Canada, much like they did in the third period against Finland last night, come out taking the body here in period 2. Here's a chance in front. Larson had crept in from the point off the toe of his blade, and now Sanheim one-hands it to Cooley. Crosby's out of the box. 1 for 5 on the power play for Sweden. McKinnon weaves his way through, poked away by Larson. Cooley finishes his hit, and it will be an icing call against the hosts with 12:24 remaining in the second period. And Jordan Binnington, calm, cool, and collected. It was this poke check here that was impressive. Venberg took that pass and wants to go to the forehand. Larson creeps in from the point off the toe of his blade. Offensive zone face-off for McKinnon. Loses it to Lundestrom. Celebrini finishes his hit, and this is kind of what it looked like in the third period. Canada finishing every hit against Finland. And I think that something's been said on the bench. Okay, look, enough with this slashing and this clutching and grabbing. Just finish hits, get pucks in deep, turn Sweden in the corners. Watch this hit by Celebrini. I mean, that is the type of hit that makes you make passes you don't want to make. Frodin knows he's got to hurry. That's a bone crusher by Celebrini. Crosby, McKinnon, and Celebrini, the first overall line. Crosby wins the faceoff. Spurgeon shot blockered away. McKinnon was the first overall pick in 2013, of course. Crosby, first overall pick in 2005, and Macklin Celebrini, the first overall pick in 2024. So a couple of different drafts there, but I like it. The first overall pick line. Heineman against Montour. Lundestrom, wow, Lundestrom thought he was going to get a gift there as Canada came undone in their own zone, and McKinnon nearly pushed off the puck. McKinnon stays with it, sends it on to Celebrini. Celebrini knocked over by Backlund. McKinnon throws a hit on Brodin. Sandin against Celebrini. Celebrini loses his footing, but he just wants that puck so bad. He's out there now with Porter Martone. Martone ranked in the top 5 for this summer's NHL draft. Porter Martone, the captain of the OHL Brampton outfit. Brodin, we're with words now with McKinnon. Cooler heads will prevail. We'll step aside for a quick 50-second break here on Premier Sports. It's Canada 3, Sweden 2.
We want to see how strong you are, madam.
Just ahead of that TV timeout, a couple of roughing penalties, I believe. Let's have a listen to Mikko Kokokari.
2 minutes for holding. Sweden, number 8, 2 minutes for roughing.
So Brodin for roughing, McKinnon for holding. So offsetting minors for Canada and Sweden. So with that power play goal from Marcus Johansson, the only perfect power or penalty kill team in the tournament is Sweden. Sweden are a perfect 9 from 9 on penalty kills. Canada at that point had been 15 for 15. So now Sweden, the only 100% penalty kill left in the tournament. 11:17 remaining in period 2. Canada with a 1-goal lead. Canada led 3-1 after 20. Only goal of this period, Marcus Johansson on the power play, 3:02 into the second. Elias Lindholm has a shorthanded goal. He leaves it for Backlund, back to Lindholm. Lindholm to Gustafsson. Edvinsson blockered away by Binnington. He punches it into the corner. Elias Lindholm tied for the tournament lead in goals now with 7. Fantilli flips it out into the neutral zone. Gustafsson backtracks. Played it up the wing too far for Lindholm. Matheson leaves it there, and Matheson got a stick tangled up in the low kick plate there. Looked like he got his blade jammed. Johnson to Braden Shen, captain of the St. Louis Blues. A good quick wrist shot, glove down by Markstrom. Markstrom of the New Jersey Devils. 4 shutouts for him in the NHL this season. Another 2 shutouts here in the group phase. Good stop there by Markstrom. Face-off will be to his left. Sweden coming into action in first position in Group A, 18 points. Finland 16 points. Canada 16 points. So Canada looking to win the group. Sweden have other ideas, want to win the group in front of their home fans. Dobson. Konechny. O'Reilly back to Uyghur. Uyghur back to Ryan O'Reilly. O'Reilly with a shot blockered away by Markstrom. I think it's offside though, or heard a whistle, but I think it's a whistle in the crowd. Always dangerous when there's a whistle from a fan, but it is Martone, Porter Martone dumping it in. Rasmus Andersson fell over there. Looked like he jammed his stick as well in that low dasher. Here's Uyghur. Uyghur moves to the outside. Uyghur with a shot. High and wide. Konechny chasing it down. William Karlsson will get it. 3-on-2 possible here. Lucas Raymond tried to play that back against the grain to Johansson, but didn't quite get it there. Martone plays it out into the neutral zone. Here's Rasmus Sandin. Drops it back, and Sweden go high off the glass. Sandheim being watched by Lundestrom. Sandheim gave it away to Venberg. Leo Karlsson. Well, Crosby came back. Good defensive layers for Canada. Now Celebrini. Partial breakaway. Celebrini goes to the backhand, scores! Crosby to Celebrini. A moment of magic there for the youngster. Canada with a 4-2 lead. Three goals and 3 assists now for Macklin Celebrini after a 25-goal rookie season with the San Jose Sharks. That's an all-world pass from Crosby. Forehand, backhand goal. Celebrini, 10:50 into the second, extending the lead for Canada. Celebrini saying he's learning so much sitting next to Crosby on the bench, sitting next to him in the locker room, and accepting passes like that from Sidney Crosby. And Celebrini he's put himself in the shop window for Milan Cortina as well. Hockey Canada saying, I mean, this is a kid, if he continues to look so good like that with Crosby, why would you not think about taking both the captain and the kid to Milan Cortina for the 2026 Olympic Games? Crosby with his 2nd assist of the game. That's his 7th assist of the tournament. Brodin. Spurgeon will also get an assist. 2nd assist of the game for Spurgeon. And coming into this evening, Spurgeon had no points. He's got 2 assists this evening. Forster, he has a goal. Stops up at the blue line, drifts it high off the glass and in. 8:30 remaining in the second period. Canada 4, Sweden 2. Celebrini from Crosby and Spurgeon. 10:50 into the second period. The latest goal. Johansson had a power play goal for Sweden in this period. The other goal for Sweden, a shorthanded goal from Lindholm in period 1. Sandheim, Forster, and O'Reilly for Canada in the first period if you're just tuning in. That's offside Sweden. There's Bengtsson. It's the head of the play, I believe. There's Macklin and Celebrini. What a learning curve. We'll step aside for a quick break on Premier Sports. Celebrini's given Canada a 2-goal lead over Sweden. Penalty call right before that break.
2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct on Emil Heineman.
Sweden! 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 51 to the box! 51 to the box!
Emil Heineman, I think he was warned prior to that to skate away. He didn't, and he kept going on, and then Martone and Shen came in to try and pull him away from Martone, but the damage had been done. He'd been warned, and now it will be a second power play for Canada. 0 for 1 this evening. They came in here at 36.8%. Shot blockered away by Markstrom. McKinnon down low for Konechny. Crosby lets it go for O'Reilly. O'Reilly plays it back. Montour with a shot redirected by Konechny and patted away by Markstrom. So Montour with a shot that was blockered away, and then a nice tippable shot from Montour, and Konechny forces a pad save from Markstrom. Crosby to McKinnon. McKinnon with a chance right off the Trey Kroner on the chest of Markstrom. Montour back to his own blue line. 7:20 remaining in the second, a minute 20 remaining on this second power play for Canada. 7 for 20 on the man advantage thus far in Stockholm for the Canadians. Here's Ryan O'Reilly. O'Reilly in front, big glove save by Markstrom. Ryan O'Reilly looking for his second goal of the game, but Markstrom flashes the leather. It's a nice entry from Crosby. And O'Reilly, wow, it's a beautiful wrist shot. He's trying to go across the body. It actually comes off of Montour, and getting the glove across was Markstrom. Brandon Montour, one of the best offensive defensemen in the entire tournament. 2 goals and 7 assists for Montour. Former Stanley Cup champion last year with the Florida Panthers, now plays with the Seattle Kraken. Looked excellent on the Canadian blue line throughout this tournament. 1 minute to go in the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to Emil Heineman. Canada with a 2-goal lead against the host Sweden. There's McKinnon. McKinnon on the re-entry does everything 100 miles an hour. O'Reilly against Pettersson into the corner. Edvinsson comes in to help out. McKinnon finds it. McKinnon sends it along, too far for Crosby. Now Crosby will play it back to the point. Here's Montour. Montour rolls it in. Crosby away from Pettersson. Marcus Pettersson trying to stay with Crosby. Easier said than done. McKinnon into the far corner. Here's Ryan O'Reilly. Worked along. He's intended to get to Crosby, but too far for him, and Montour has to come all the way back. 10 seconds remaining in the power play. McKinnon. Cross ice. Long range shot from Dobson. There was a penalty getting called there as McKinnon fired that towards the open goal. See, Dean Evison doesn't like it. Let's see what the call will be. Too many men on the ice. Not a good penalty to take. Because if you look back at this, 1, 2, 3, well, yeah, 6 guys on the ice. Here's the big rebound. It comes to McKinnon, and McKinnon throws it towards the open goal, but there are 6 Canadian. I mean, Dean Evison will be saying to Andrew Burnett, Ryan Huska, and Steve McCarthy, what happened there? The coaching staff had 6 guys on the ice. Looks like Fantilli will serve the penalty. 6 power play for Sweden. They are 1 for 5. And in 6 seconds, it will be a power play for Sweden once Heineman returns from his unsportsmanlike conduct. 4 seconds left, 4 on 4. Forster trying to take advantage of that little bit of extra ice for a second. Forster's shot was blocked by Rasmus Andersson. And now it's a power play for Sweden. Heineman's back out. Fantilli serving the too many men on the ice penalty against Canada. Marcus Johansson back to Rasmus Andersson. Now Backlund. Backlund drifts to the right point. trying to open Canada up, goes to Leo Carlson. Leo Carlson, 2 goals and 3 assists in the tournament, has been dangerous on the power play throughout the group phase. Rasmus Andersson. Backlund with a jam play. Nice pad save by Binnington up against the post. And Sanheim and Backlund. Backlund's going to get a penalty. Backlund, I don't know if he cross-checked Sanheim in the face. He certainly got his hands up. I don't know if the stick got up in the face of Sanheim as well. And Mikael Backlund, I think that might negate the power play for Sweden. Unless they send both of them. It looks like Backlund's going for certain. Let's have a listen to Mikko Kokakardi. He thrown him out of the game.
Sweden, number 11, 2 minutes for roughing.
No, just 2 minutes for roughing. I thought he was saying get out of here. Maybe he was telling the captain to skate away. So let's see, Sanheim pushes him out of here. Oh yeah, it's just a couple of gloves to the face there. I probably would have sent both of them, but Canada will take it. It will, well, it's because the stick gets up into the throat of Sanheim, I think. Dano comes in to try and neutralize the situation. So Backlund's gone for roughing. Fantilli's in the box for too many men on the ice for Canada. So we will have 4-on-4 action. So there's a short power play for Carlson and Sweden. Carlson wins the faceoff. He's been excellent. This is his first game since flying back from Vegas, Will Carlson. Raymond drops it back to Edvinsson. Their Detroit Red Wings teammates. Didn't quite come off for them there, though. Here comes McKinnon back the other way. McKinnon with a shot. Good save by Markstrom. Lucas Raymond. Trying to find Edvinsson again. Does so. Edvinsson just throws it towards the goal. Dobson takes over. 45 seconds remaining, 4-on-4, and then a short power play for Canada as Backlund become the penalty of consequence. Fantilli will come out at 35 seconds for Canada after the too many men on the ice penalty. Inside 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Canada with a 2-goal lead over Sweden. Philip Forsberg trying to skate out of his own zone, watched by Ryan O'Reilly. Forsberg down the wing. Goes to the outside of Montour. Montour tries to sweep that away. Forsberg stays with it. Back to Larson. Forsberg blocked by Montour. Larson across for Brodin. Brodin back for Larson. One times it, and Binnington with a big save. With a big save indeed, as Binnington got the pad across. Here comes Sanheim. Fantilli's out of the box, so it's a 38-second power play for Canada. Their third man advantage of the game. Fantilli for Sanheim. Back to Konechny. Konechny fanned on that twice. And that allows Venberg to flip it out into the neutral zone. 3:50 remaining in the second period. 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Backlund for roughing. Montour for Sanheim. I had to be careful there. It was a change. They nearly had too many men on the ice again, the Canadians. Venberg turns it up ice. Lundestrom just flipping it in, and that'll do it. So both teams with a 4-on-4 sequence in the middle. Both teams squander short power plays, bookending that 4-on-4. Here's Celebrini. Celebrini to McKinnon. What a move by McKinnon. Matheson with a chance, kicked out. Rebound was there for Dobson. Left pad save by Markstrom. As McKinnon and Dobson nearly combined. Celebrini's shot off the stick of Rasmus Andersson. Up and out of play with 3:05 remaining in the second period. We'll step aside for a quick break on Premier Sports. Canada 4, Sweden 2. Welcome back to Stockholm. Group A action between Sweden and Canada. Winner of this game will be atop Group A. 3:05 remaining in the second period. Canada with a 2-goal cushion. I can tell you the other score, Germany and Denmark still 0-0. As the winner of that game between Germany and Denmark, the late game in Herning, will be the last quarterfinal position in Group B. So a do or die between Germany and Denmark to make the playoffs. We also know that the relegated teams will be Kazakhstan and France. France last in Group A, Kazakhstan losing earlier today to Switzerland, so Kazakhstan will be last in Group B and relegated. Great Britain and Italy coming up from Division 1A, France and Kazakhstan going down to Division 1A. Here's Uyghur to Johnson. Edvinson stepped up on Johnson. 2:45 to go in the middle frame. Johnson on the re-entry. Here's Cooley. Cooley with a chance. Good stick by Edvinson. Fantilli finds it. Fantilli back to Dobson. Dobson's shot rolls in. That was blocked, and it will come away with Marcus Johansson. Down the left wing. Drops it back. Gustafsson threw into the middle of the ice. Intercepted by Dobson. Now Cooley too far for Johnson. Icing call against the Canadians. Will Cooley, 20 goals for the New York Rangers this past season. Cooley, 2 goals and 2 assists thus far in Stockholm. Former gold medal with the Canadian under-20 side at the World Junior Championship, Will Cooley. Looking to add senior gold this year. Dano versus Venberg. Dano wins it cleanly. Uyghur off the glass to the point. Bounce past Dano. Here's Fantilli. Fantilli fans on the shot. Cooley plays the puck in deep for Canada. Looks like a slashing penalty coming up here. I mean, the referees have been busy. Sweden are 1 for 6 on the power play. Canada 1 for 3. So the march to the box continues as Venberg is going to go.
Number 10, minor penalty for slashing.
So 4th power play for Canada. So Canada 0 for 3 on the power play thus far. 1 for 6 on the power play, Sweden's 4th power play for Crosby and company. Elias Lindholm versus Ryan O'Reilly. They both have goals in this one. Elias Lindholm has a shorthanded goal, so Canada will be wary of that. 2 minutes to go in the second, and just a shade underneath that will be the power play. Montour up the wing. Canada on the entry. Crosby patient to O'Reilly. O'Reilly back for Crosby. Crosby trying to turn away from Brodin. Brodin with a good active stick. Put that off the back of the skate of Backlund. That allows Montour to take over. McKinnon. McKinnon trying to get it back to Montour, and Backlund will take over. Possible 2-on-1 shorthanded here. They already have 1 shorthanded goal this evening. Larson, well, it just bounced away from Adam Larson on the feed from Backlund. But Canada's got to be careful here. Really aggressive penalty killing from Sweden. Konechny knocked down, trying to keep that puck in. And Montour will drift all the way back for Canada. And just like that, half the power play killed. Venberg off for slashing. And Sweden doing a really good job. They're the only, as I said a few moments ago, the only team who are perfect on the penalty kill. Dobson dumps it in. Took a hit there from Edvinson. 21-18, the shots on goal in favor of Canada. Less than a minute to go in the second period. 40 seconds on the clock to be exact. Here's Celebrini. Celebrini has the lone goal of this period for Canada. Celebrini down the left side. Backhands it into the corner. Edvinson gets there first. Edvinson stretches the pass, or stretches the play up the right wing all the way down. He's trying to kill off this power play. Johnson. Sweden looking to remain 100% on penalty kills. Canada looking to get the power play going here. Fantilli plays it around. 10 seconds to go in the period. Edvinson will strip the puck from Celebrini. Edvinson dumps it in. Canada 0 for 4 on the power play. Another good penalty kill for Sweden as the buzzer sounds. 40 minutes in the books at Avicii Arena in Stockholm. Group A action between Canada and Sweden. It was 3-1 after 20. It'll be 4-2 after 40. And Lucas Raymond and company have some work to do. It's uncharted territory for them in this tournament. Germany right now in pole position, looking to knock Denmark out of the playoffs in Group B. Don't forget to check IIHF.com for all scores, stats, and standings. Earlier in Group A, Austria 6, Latvia 1. Austria returning to the quarterfinals for the first time since 1994 as they eliminate Latvia from the playoffs. Latvia slipping to 5th in Group A. So Austria back in the quarterfinals for an appearance since the first time since 1994. Finland 2, Slovakia 1. In Group B earlier, Switzerland 4, Kazakhstan 1. That eliminates Kazakhstan and sends them into the relegation zone. And Kazakhstan in Group B relegated, and in Group A, France relegated. Great Britain and Italy coming up from 1A, France and Kazakhstan going down. And in our game, the battle for Group A, top position in Group B, or Group A, Ryan O'Reilly and company with a 4-2 lead after 40 minutes of action. 21-18 the shots on goal in favor of Canada. Jacob Markstrom came in here with a 9.7 save percentage. He's got an 8.09 save percentage this evening. 100% save percentage for Binnington coming in here. 2 wins, 2 shutouts, and 8.89 save percentage for Jordan Binnington against Sweden so far this evening. I'm Aaron Murphy. Travis Sanheim, Tyson Forrester, Ryan O'Reilly, and Macklin Celebrini for Canada. Elias Lindholm and Marcus Johansson for the host nation, Sweden. 1 for 6 on the power play for Sweden, 0 for 5 Canada. Sweden also have a shorthanded goal through Lindholm. Crosby has a pair of assists. McKinnon and Konechny also with a pair of assists for Canada. Third period coming up now on Premier Sports. McKinnon versus Carlson. Puck is down. Third period is a go. Marcus Johansson drops it for Carlson. Carlson shot off the stick of McKinnon. Took an awkward bounce off the end dasher and kicks out to Binnington, who will cover up. Sweden 55.6% in the face-off dot so far this evening. And they'll get an early opening zone face-off. Our IIHF World Championship coverage continues Thursday, May 22nd. 2 quarterfinals on Premier Sports 1. First quarterfinal, 3:20 p.m. Second quarterfinal, 7:20 p.m. Check premiersports.com. McKinnon versus Carlson. To the right of Binnington's goal. McKinnon wins it to Spurgeon. Sanheim rims it around. Chipped out by Canada. Racing back is Adam Larsson. Up the left side. Lucas Raymond left the puck behind McKinnon and says, thank you very much. Here's Ryan O'Reilly to Konechny. Konechny with a shot up and over the right shoulder of Markstrom and out the other side. Canada had a goal 18 seconds into the first period from Travis Sanheim, looking for an early goal there. Konechny missed the target though. Larsson to Brodin. Jonas Brodin, 3 goals and 4 assists in the tournament. One of the highest scoring defensemen. Montour has 9 points. Brodin on the back end, 7 points for Sweden. Philip Forsberg. Marcus Pettersson. Philip Forsberg, lovely pass ahead, but not able to contain that. It was Elias Lindholm. Lindholm tied for the tournament lead in goals with 7. Both he and Sven Andrighetto of Switzerland have 7 goals thus far at the World Championship. Pettersson up the wing. Philip Forsberg into the corner. Elias Lindholm. Fantilli gets there for Canada though. Fantilli couldn't get it out. A little bit of soccer or football skills there from Simone Edvinsson. Kicked it forward. Celebrini wins it back. Here's Montour now. Montour, such fun to watch. He was a big part of that Stanley Cup team with Florida last year, but then signed in the offseason with Seattle. Johnson, one hand on the stick. Back for Fantilli. The aforementioned Montour scoops it into the corner. Lundestrom will take over for the host nation. Isak Lundstrom played for Anaheim Ducks last year. So to Elias Lindholm of the Boston Bruins. Cooley plays it up the wing, couldn't find Fantilli, and here's Heineman. Heineman leans into Spurgeon. Spurgeon with 2 assists this evening, his first 2 points of the tournament. Long range shot redirected in front. Good stick by Venberg in front, but looks like the puck is up into the mesh. More live and exclusive NHL Stanley Cup playoff action on Premier Sports later tonight from 1 a.m. Florida at Carolina. It's the Eastern Conference Finals game number 1. 1 a.m. Premier Sports 2. We're down to the final 4. And don't forget, all Eastern and Western Conference final games will be live and exclusive on Premier Sports. Check premiersports.com for all Stanley Cup and IIHF information. Danault versus Carlson. Raymond finds the puck. Brodin gets the shot through. Took a redirect off of William Carlson. And just bobbled in on Jordan Binnington, who covers up. Binnington backed up, of course, by Marc-Andre Fleury. Jacob Markstrom backed up by Samuel Ersson. 68.4% face-off win percentage for William Carlson. This is his first game. Rasmus Sandin's first game as well after being added by the Swedish Brain Trust, the management team. Waited for a couple of spots to become open, and once Vegas went out and Washington went out, both Sandin of Washington and Carlson of the Vegas Golden Knights were available for Swedish selection. Here's Danault. Martone in the lineup now is Bo Horvat. We're just tuning in. Bo Horvat, undisclosed injury, not able to go. And Porter Martone, captain of the OHL Brampton squad. Played for Canada at the World Junior Championship. We're in number 94 this evening. Porter Martone ranked in the top 5 for this summer's NHL draft. Gustafsson for Pettersson. Marcus Pettersson spent time with Pittsburgh and Vancouver last season, so Pettersson, a former teammate of Sidney Crosby. Leaves it for Philip Forsberg. Forsberg, once you make that little head fake or that stutter step at the blue line, you just throw everyone offside. He's got a good mustache, Philip Forsberg. He hasn't had a great tournament, though. He had a wonderful season with Nashville, statistically speaking, 31 goals and 45 assists, but hasn't been able to find a goal here in Stockholm for Sweden. Sam Alam, the bench boss of Sweden. Bronze last year for Sweden. They beat Canada in the bronze medal game a year ago. Backlund wins the face-off all the way back to Markstrom. Pettersson rims it around, gives it away to Ryan O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly too far for Konechny. Here's McKinnon, finishes his hit in the corner. Backlund comes in, and Konechny, 2 number 11s come together. Ryan O'Reilly played it back to Konechny. It came out into the middle of the ice, but O'Reilly couldn't find it. He finds it now against Elias Lindholm. Konechny just puts the puck in deep. McKinnon against Pettersson. O'Reilly again. McKinnon quickly back to the point. Riker Evans with a shot, and on his knees is Konechny. They score! McKinnon slams it home. 5-2 Canada. Nathan McKinnon with his tournament-leading 7th goal, now joining Elias Lindholm and Sven Andrighetto. 13th point for Nathan McKinnon. He leads the entire tournament in points. And Nathan McKinnon having himself a world championship. Goal and 2 assists tonight. It's just a great play by O'Reilly to McKinnon. Quickly back to the point. Evans gets a shot through. It bounces off of Konechny. Konechny from his knees backhands it. I mean, that's a well-worked play. Watch Konechny here. He knows exactly what he's doing to McKinnon. And McKinnon's a righty on the left, so he's got plenty of net to shoot at. And Nathan McKinnon, his 7th of the tournament. Konechny and Evans. And Canada with a 3-goal bulge. This is a team, Sweden, that had conceded just 3 goals in their entire previous 6 games. They're coming off 3 straight shutout wins, and Canada somehow find 5 goals. Canada last night against UC Saros in Finland just couldn't find a way through, but they've certainly taken their chances this evening trying to come back after that 2-1 shootout loss to Finland 24 hours ago. Binnington stops that up for Matheson. Matheson gave it away in front, and wide open goal for Lundestrom off the post. Lundestrom right off the post. It looked like Venberg had an open goal as well and couldn't tuck it home. And it remains 5-2 Canada. Now Forster reaching for it, paddled away by Markstrom. Travis Konechny has 3 assists this evening for Canada. What a pass that was from his knees. Konechny now up to 9 assists. Riker Evans with a point on that goal, his second assist of the tournament, and Nathan McKinnon, 7th goal, drawing even with Lindholm and Andrighetto for the tournament lead. That goal scored 4:11 into the third. So Canada right now trying to hold on to this lead, trying to win Group A. They would play the winner of that Germany-Denmark game. Sanheim finishes his hit on Frodin. Can tell you in Herning, it's still Germany 1, Denmark no score at Jyske Bank Boxing Arena in Group B. The winner of that game gets the 4th and final playoff spot in Group B. Here comes Gustafsson. Of course, go to IIHF.com at the end of business this evening for all the stats standings and the matchups, and the programming team at Premier Sports will pick 2 of the 4 quarterfinals. Of course, there's 4 quarterfinals, and the early game in Stockholm and the early game in Herning are at the same time, so we can only show you 2 as there's games going on at the same time at 3:20 and 7:20 p.m. And here's a chance for Marcus Johansson. Carlson. Johansson went wide. He comes back to the point. Rasmus Andersson. And we will have 2 quarterfinals for you this Thursday, May 22nd. We'll have 2 semifinals for you Saturday, and we'll have the bronze and gold medal games live for you on Sunday, May 25th. What a tournament's been. 16 total games from the top flight. We also had all 5 GB games from Division 1A. We know Great Britain are coming back up after gold and promotion from Division 1A, joined by Italy, Kazakhstan, and France have been relegated down to Division 1A for next year. Here's Backlund. Flips it in past Uyghur. Matheson up the left side. Konechny now. Takes a hit. Bumped off the puck. Rasmus Sandin takes over. Backlund just pushes it forward. Matheson plays it right back up the wing. So McKinnon 4:11 into the third from Konechny and Evans. O'Reilly got all tangled up in behind there with Carlson. Play goes on. Here's Konechny. Konechny, dangerous play in front. Nearly gave it away there to Philip Forsberg. Matheson settles it down for Canada. Rasmus Sandin gloves it down. Brodin to Sandin. Over their blue line, Lundestrom, who hit the crossbar. I'd like to see that again. We just haven't had any stoppages for the production team at the IIHF to roll that in. Crosby scoops it off the shoulder of Markstrom. Lundestrom couldn't get it out. Celebrini with a bad pass back to the point. Sanheim will have to hammer it right back in. Celebrini chasing down Lundestrom. Brodin stapled by Celebrini. Forster finishes his hit. Here's Brodin, Jonas Brodin. Skies it through the neutral zone. He was under incredible pressure there. Icing call against Sweden with 11:35. There's Lundestrom. Lundestrom, Venberg had a wide open goal. What a play by the goalie paddle of Binnington. And then Lundestrom, it wasn't the post, it was Matheson. Wow, Binnington robs Venberg. And then Matheson and Binnington get a piece of that play by Lundestrom. So Lundestrom robbed, Venberg robbed. It remains 5-2 Canada. And it's Canada certainly sacrificing the body to keep that puck out. Binnington to Riker Evans. It's going to deflect onto the Canadian bench with 11:21 remaining in the third period. Coach Dean Evison and Canada in control. They have a 3-goal lead over Sweden. We'll be back in less than a minute. Nathan McKinnon with his third 3-point game of the tournament. Had a big game against Austria as well. And a goal and 2 assists for Nathan McKinnon this evening. He now leads the tournament in points with 13. He's tied for the tournament lead in goals with Lindholm and Andrighetto with 7. Fantilli will dig in against Bengtsson, but what a tournament from Nathan McKinnon so far. Cooley plays the puck back, and now D to Montour. Montour over the red line. Approaching the 9-minute mark of the third period. Canada 5, Sweden 2. It was 3-1 Canada after 20 minutes, 4-2 after 40 minutes, and Nathan McKinnon, the lone goal of this third period for the Canadians. Pedersen. Hayman knocked over by Montour. Let's have a look at some of the work from Nathan MacKinnon. An assist here on the opening goal. Sanheim just 18 seconds in. Sanheim from MacKinnon and Konechny. And then Konechny across for O'Reilly. Started out by MacKinnon. And then his goal, that was a lovely finish. 4:11 into the third period, is 7th from Konechny and Evans. 3 assists for Konechny, now up to 9 helpers. Approaching the halfway mark of the third period. Hand pass against Canada. Nathan MacKinnon, what a season he had. 32 goals and 84 assists for the Colorado Avalanche. Former Stanley Cup winner. Actually, Pasternak's are in the league, or the tournament lead in points with 14, but MacKinnon now tied with Chervenka. Konechny now up to 12. Germany still leading Denmark 1-0 in Herning. Winner of that game gets the 4th and final quarterfinal spot in Group B. And they will play perhaps Sweden if they can come back and win the game and stay atop Group A, or if Canada holds on here, they will win Group A and they will play 4th in Group B, which would be either Germany or Denmark. Pass through the blue paint by Sandin. Ricochets forward. Dobson down the wing. Noah Dobson back in for Porter Martone. Porter Martone had 37 goals and 61 assists for Brampton in the OHL. Also played for Canada at the World Junior Championship. Here's Sandin. Carlson back for Sandin. Sandin goes to the backhand, and Binnington just closes the 5-hole and stays strong on Rasmus Sandin. Trying to claw one back. Sweden, prior to this game, 6 wins. All 6 wins in regulation. And they had 4 shutouts. They beat Slovakia 5-0, 4-2 win against Austria, 2-1 win against Finland. Mats Sundin on your left, Nicholas Lidstrom on your right. 2 of the best to ever do it in a Trey Kroner jersey. Mats Sundin captaining that 2006 Torino Olympic gold medal team for Sweden. Yeah, Sweden shutouts against Slovakia, Latvia, Slovenia, and France. They had conceded just 3 goals coming into this game. Canada put a 5 spot on them. Much like Finland last night, though, Canada looked like they were going to run the table. Finland stood up to them physically and defensively last night, and Finland skated off with a 2-1 shootout win against Canada. So anyone can be beaten. Sweden and Canada both look like they could go undefeated in the tournament. MacKinnon into the bumper. Konechny with a shot. Pad save, Markstrom. And Konechny will look back. What a game he's had. He's got 3 assists, but he's had 2 or 3 opportunities. I mean, he could have a couple of goals and those 3 assists. I mean, it's just been a great game from Travis Konechny. Here he is. He's also had 2 tripping penalties, so he's been all over the score sheet. Markstrom. To Larson, giveaway by Markstrom. Celebrini was cruising. Here's Crosby. Crosby with a pair of assists in the game. Lundestrom played it into the corner. Celebrini wins it back. Here's Crosby. The captain back to Forster. Venberg with a good stick-on-stick play. Here comes Lundestrom to Leo Carlson. Carlson carries into the corner. Plays it back to the point. Long-range shot ramped up and away by Binnington. Gustafsson keeps it alive on the left side. Lundestrom away from Crosby. Leo Carlson runs into Crosby, and now Crosby just bunts it ahead. Montour around Lundestrom, trying to one-hand it back to Forster. Forster had a goal in the first period, plays it back into the corner. 8:35 remaining in the third period. Canada 5, Sweden 2. Fantilli into the corner. Celebrini got leaned on by Gustafsson. Celebrini stayed with it though, and now Johnson. Johnson out front. Celebrini looking for Fantilli. Johnson with a shot. That was blocked by Gustafsson. And Mackenzie Weegar will have to gallop back to his own blue line. Here's Kent Johnson. Adam Fantilli. Cooley now. Couldn't contain that puck. Gustafsson will have a chance to move it and does so. Heineman against Weegar. Anton Bengtsson down the left side. Plays it around to Frodin. Back to the point. Here's Edvinsson. Skipped on him. Johnson right in his face. And Johnson forces Bengtsson to the line. Weegar couldn't get it out. Heineman twirls away from Cooley. Bengtson couldn't get the shot away and is forced out over the line by Kent Johnson. Rasmus Sandin against Cooley. Cooley did a good job there, but Sandin was quicker. Riker Evans gets the puck back, goes blade to blade with Uyghur. Braden Shen dumping and chasing down the right side. 7:20 remaining in the third period. Canada with a 3-goal lead over Sweden. Looking to avenge a bronze medal loss last year is Sweden with a 4-2 win against Canada to claim bronze a year ago. Czechia, the defending champions, of course. Pasternak having a good tournament for the defending champions, as the graphic showed you now. 14 points for David Pasternak. Lucas Raymond goes on the brakes at the blue line, plays it down the left side. Forsberg off the stick of Matheson. Matheson's had an incredible defensive game for Canada. Lucas Raymond cuts back away from Shen. Raymond. Forsberg. Forsberg off the skate of Danault. Forsberg another opportunity now. Danault trying to stay with him. Danault looks like he's at the end of a long shift here. Forsberg backhands it across the goal mouth. Might have come off the shoulder of Binnington and up and out of play. 6:27 remaining in the third period at Avicii Arena. It's Canada 5, Sweden 2. We'll be back in less than 60 seconds. Such is the game of hockey now. Coach and star players going over the iPad, reviewing video in game. It used to be that video was only seen after the game, but now you can see your shifts instantly on the bench. I can also tell you that Denmark has just tied up their game against Germany at Jyske Bank Boxen Arena. I believe that's Sidney Crosby's parents on your screen right now. But Denmark has just tied the game against Germany, so the hosts of Group B, Denmark, keeping their playoff hopes alive with a third period goal against Germany. We'll try and keep an eye on that out-of-town scoreboard for you, because the winner of Group A will play either Germany or Denmark. So this game is implications with that one down the road in Herning. Here's Sandheim up the left side. Sandheim started things off 18 seconds in the first period. So Canada started on time and certainly have been at times all over Sweden, but Sweden had 2 days off. Maybe the extra day off didn't help Sweden. Quick shot from Johansson off the shoulder of Binnington. Whereas Canada had a tough game against Finland last night, so they were still in game mode, but the last action for Sweden was that 4-0 win against France a couple of days ago. Here's Konechny. Ryan O'Reilly, if you're just tuning in, it's his 62nd appearance for Canada at a senior IIHF World Championships, which means he's now, as of this game against Sweden, Ryan O'Reilly is the most capped Canadian hockey player of all time at IIHF Senior Championships. He goes past Ryan Smith, former legend of the Edmonton Oilers and Captain Canada is his nickname. Ryan Smith made 61 appearances for Canada. Now Ryan O'Reilly up to 62. Celebrini across the blue line. Forster plays in deep for Crosby. It bounced over his blade as we hit the 15-minute mark of the third stanza. Canada 5, Sweden 2. Celebrini to Forster. Crosby comes in. Crosby's so good at that cycle game. And to play it along to Forster. Venberg gets in the way, but Forster comes away with it. Back to Noah Dobson. Dobson gets a shot through. Markstrom paddles it away. Forster against Venberg. Now Crosby. Crosby, well, I think he was looking for Uyghur, but Celebrini grabbed it. Forster against Venberg. Inside 5 minutes remaining. Canada have done a great job taking the mostly Swedish crowd out of the game. It was electric here in warm-up. It was electric here in the first period. The Swedish crowd have been loud the past 2 weeks in Group A in Stockholm, but Canada have really taken the air out of the building. Doing a good job against the hosts this evening. Canada looking to win Group A and set themselves up going into the quarterfinals on a winning note. Cooley against Brody, and it skips out front. Binnington was quick with the catching hand. 3:59 to go in the third period. Montour and Binnington, Canada in control. A 3-goal lead over Sweden, back in less than a minute. Sweden have pulled Jacob Markstrom. Why not? They're down 5-2. Canada have won 4 of the last 6 games against Sweden at the IIHF World Championships. The 2 losses, though, were in medal games. They lost the bronze medal game to Sweden last year 4-2. And in 2017, Canada and Sweden in the gold medal final, Sweden won 2-1 in a shootout as Henrik Lundqvist put on a clinic in net for Sweden back in 2017. So the 2 losses in the last 6 games for Canada against Sweden were in medal games. Ryan O'Reilly and company about to avenge that bronze medal loss last year here in the group phase and win Group A if they can hold on. But interesting, Sam Alam aggressive. He's going to pull Jacob Markstrom and go 6-on-5 here. Doesn't matter if you lose 5-2 or 6-2 at this point if you're Sweden, because a loss here means you're going to be second in the group. Raymond gets it back to the point. Sandin bounces across. The shot from Forsberg came off a shin pad. Sandin behind his own goal. So pulling the goalie with about 4 minutes remaining. It's gutsy, but why not? I mean, if you get one quick here, you give yourself some options in the final 3 minutes or so. And they're in. 6-on-5. Binnington makes a save on Carlson. Makes a save on Elias Lindholm. Binnington looks really calm in that net. He just makes the save. He's always square. Let's watch this. This looks like he's warming up here.
Great job, Leo. Good job, Willie. Good job, boys. Hey, great job. Great job.
Elias Lindholm had a shorthanded goal in the first period this evening. Marcus Johansson a power play goal in the second. But offensively, it's been one-way traffic from Canada. They led 3-1 after 20, 4-2 after the second period buzzer went, and a goal by Nathan McKinnon here in the third period, giving us a 5-2 scoreline. Sam Alam has pulled Jacob Markstrom with 3:59 to go. He pulled him after that TV timeout. Trying to have a monumental comeback here in front of their home crowd, Sweden. Johansson with the shot, redirected in front, off the crossbar. They're going to bat it in. Leo Carlson. Rasmus Andersson, looked like he hit the crossbar. I believe it's Leo Carlson's goal. And Sanheim and company couldn't clear the puck off the goal line. Maybe Rasmus Andersson's shot high into the net wasn't crossbar. Leo Carlson did put it into the net for good measure. Let's have a look back. Rebound here. No, it came off of Sanheim. Carlson never touches it. It looked in real time like Leo Carlson bats it in, but watch this. Rasmus Andersson puts it across the goal mount. It goes off of Sanheim right there, and Leo Carlson was swatting at it. But it is a bit of a circus goal as Rasmus Andersson put it off the crossbar and then hit Sanheim as Leo Carlson was coming looking for the rebound. But with 3:08 remaining, on a 6-on-5 situation, Rasmus Andersson, the captain, it's a big goal. Carlson with a shot, blockered away. They've got the goalie out again. It's 5-3. I mean, what a finish we have here. It's never over at the IIHF World Championships. There's always a little bit of drama. Crosby with the open goal just flips it down. There's no icing, says the linesman on the far side, Shane Gustafson of USA. Konechny against Carlson. Rasmus Andersson with 3:08 remaining. Rasmus Andersson's second goal of the tournament. And it was a fluky goal. It went in off of Sanheim, but he will take it. Leo Carlson was there looking for a rebound as well. I mean, Rasmus Andersson hit the crossbar first. Well, Schenn looking for his first goal. Nearly a major mistake there by Marcus Johansson. And it's Braden Schenn. He's got a couple of assists, but he nearly had a gift goal there for Canada. Backlund slides it along with 2:05 remaining. Canada 5, Sweden 3. Canada under pressure now. Markstrom's out again for the 6-on-5. They've already scored one 6-on-5 goal. And the captain, he's back out there. Here he is, Rasmus Andersson. Gustafson's shot gets through. The rebound is there. Venberg had a swat at it. Canada looked like they're going to clear the puck through Forrester and do so. Rasmus Andersson has certainly created an opportunity here for Sweden. Crazier things have happened with a minute and a half remaining. If you're new to hockey, I mean, I know if you're watching a football match and it's 5-3 with a few minutes to go, it's pretty well over, but not in hockey, especially with the goalie out for the extra attacker. So they've already had one success. I mean, I give Sam Halam credit. They pull the goalie with 4 minutes remaining. They reward it right away. And now they've put all sorts of stress into Canada. And the Canadian fans, a little bit stressed for the first time as well. Here's a chance for Ryan O'Reilly and Cooley to come away. Cooley just slides it along, 1 minute remaining. Rasmus Sandin collects the puck for Sweden. 55 seconds remaining. Sandin out wide to Forsberg. Forsberg just chips it on Binnington. Maybe Binnington's going. I think he was thinking about it, you know. Binnington was thinking about collecting that puck and having a shot at the empty goal himself.
46 seconds still on the clock.
Well, Sam Halam, give him credit. He's going to take his time out here as well, but he pulled the goalie with 3:59 remaining in a 5-2 hockey game. The Anderson goal was assisted by Marcus Johansson. And for Marcus Johansson, he's got a goal and an assist now. Marcus Johansson's third assist. Is this off Raymond? It is off of Raymond because Sweden was calling for a delay of game penalty on Nathan McKinnon, but it is off a Swedish stick. I'd also tell you Leo Carlsson has an assist as well on that 6-on-5 goal, and Leo Carlsson with his fourth assist. Rasmus Andersson's second goal. Which is 3:08 remaining on the 6-on-5. Assistant coaches Steph Cloquer, Nicholas Rahm, and Anders Sorensen on the bench with Sweden's head coach Sam Halam going over the whiteboard. I really think Binnington on that last play when he came out to play the puck was thinking, we're up by 2, so I can ice the puck. If we were up by 1, I won't take that chance. But I think Jordan Binnington was going to have a play at goal, the empty netter. Ryan O'Reilly, 62nd appearance all time for Canada. Got a goal this evening, got a goal last night, the loss 2-1 to Finland. 46 seconds remaining. 6-on-5, Sweden going for it. And the Swedish fans, 14,000, another sellout for an evening game at Avicii Arena. And they're all on their feet. Face-off win, back to Sandin. Sandin shot off of Forrester, up and out of play, and that kills about 4 seconds. Check on the out-of-town scoreboard as well. It's still Germany and Denmark 1-1. Drama at Jyske Bank Boxing Arena in Herning. The hosts trying to get through to the playoffs. Germany trying to stand in their way. The winner of that game will play the winner of Group A, which would be either, at this point, Sweden or Canada. Looks like it's going to be Canada. Forster. Sweden came into action this evening in first place, undefeated. Canada 2 points behind, but looking for the full 3 points with a regulation win, and they're 25 seconds away from accomplishing that. Sandin at his own blue line. Gains the red line, dumps it in. Philip Forsberg chasing it down. Spurgeon trying to eat the puck, trying to freeze the puck, trying to kill the clock. Forsberg comes out though, and Binnington flashes the leather. Another good save by Jordan Binnington. And the search for a first goal in Stockholm continues for Philippe Forsberg. Just came between the skates of Sanheim. Forsberg on the backhand, and look what, I mean, Binnington, he's deep in his net, but he's got shoulders up and glove up. He's a fairly big guy at 6'2", Jordan Binnington. And Ryan O'Reilly, 10 seconds remaining. Against Elias Lindholm. It's going to have to be quick now for Sweden. They almost had to score instantly off the draw. O'Reilly knows that he just wants to tie up. Sanheim happy to eat the puck and just kill off the clock. 5 seconds remaining. Canada on the verge of winning the group. Raymond misses on the one-timer. Give Sweden credit. They gave Canada something to think about down the stretch, but Dean Evison and company will hold on for the 5-3 win. Jordan Binnington's third win of the tournament. Canada will improve to 19 points. They will top Group A. They will play the winner of that game between Germany and Denmark. Sam Halam, Will Carlsson, and Sweden face their first loss. They were a perfect 6-0. They had conceded just 3 goals in their previous 6 games, and a 5 spot here as Canada dominant in the final game of the group phase, and Canada will win Group A They will play fourth from Group B, which is still 1-1 between Germany and Denmark. What a game there as the hosts in Group B in Herning, Denmark trying to stay alive. They were down 1-0 going into the third period against Germany, but they have tied it up. Our IIHF World Championship coverage continues Thursday, May 22nd. We will bring you 2 quarterfinals on Premier Sports 1 on the linear channel, 3:20 p.m. and 7:20 p.m. Do join myself, Aaron Murphy, at that time. And don't forget, semifinals, both on Sunday, streaming on premiersports.com and the Premier Player app. And on Sunday, bronze medal game and gold medal game, both live on Premier Sports linear channels. Paul Adey will join me for Saturday and Sunday's action. Players of the game now.
Best player from Team Sweden, number 38,
Rasmus Sandin was excellent. This is his first game of the tournament. Washington Capitals defenseman, arriving in Stockholm yesterday, I believe, after the Washington Capitals went out of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And you'll get a nice